This is a side-lying weighted thoracic spine rotation. What you're going to take is you're going to take a weight plate. I just have a 10-pound plate here. Hips are at 90, knees are at 90. This weight plate's just going to sit on top of your knees to keep them pinned down. Then what you're going to grab, you're going to grab a dumbbell. All right, this is a 15-pounder. Completely up to you if you want to grab a 12.5, 10, whatever works best. Even heavier, your choice. But what you're going to be doing, it's kind of like that open book foam roller stretch. This arm is going to be up here, and what you're going to do is you're going to allow the weight of that dumbbell to rotate your body open. And what you're going to do down here is you're just going to hang out when that arm is flat. You're just going to sit in this spot for about 6 or 7 seconds. Then you're just going to press that weight up. You're going to exhale and let that weight pull you down and rotate that upper body, that torso. Starting off, you might not be able to get all the way to the floor. If you can get all the way to the floor, great. Then you can just sit here in rotation. If you want more rotational stretch, you just bring your knees up a little bit higher, and it's going to create a little bit more rotation in that area. This exercise here is called a banded wall open. You need a band. I just put this under my knee for a little bit of comfort cushion. It's just a squishy pad. You don't need that. I also have a yoga block here. This is optional, but I would highly encourage it if you can find it, and I'll show you why. So what you're going to be doing is your inside leg towards the wall is going to be down. I'm fairly close to the wall here. Outside leg is going to be kind of parallel with the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the band. Arm is going to be straight, parallel to the floor. Other arm is going to be holding this band here. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be keeping my knee pushing against this block, and I'm going to be rotating open, trying to get my wrist towards that back wall. It's kind of like that foam roller open book, except this is mobility as you're trying to actively move through that range of motion, okay? The reason the block is here is because if I start to get my hips involved, that block moves, I can get back to the wall easily. We're really working on thoracic spine rotation and creating dissociation between the upper and lower body. So if you don't have a block, but you feel like you can be really disciplined to keep that knee in as you rotate back, not allow it to come open, go ahead and do it that way. But you're going to do it on both sides. This one's called a banded backswing. What you're going to be doing is you're going to take the band, you're going to be putting it under your lead leg, and then you're going to take your trail arm. It's going to be holding the band. I'm not looping my hands through, I'm just kind of holding onto the band with my palm facing forward, thumb is facing towards the ceiling. What I'm going to be doing with this position, I'm going to get in that good address position. I'm going to be bringing the band high and wide. With this lead arm, I'm going to be taking it and I'm going to be pushing out as well, trying to maintain as much width as I can. So I'm not getting the band pulling it here. It's going high, and this front arm is helping maintain width. If you use too heavy of a band, you might get a little bit of that reverse C curve. We don't want that. Also, when you're doing this, maintain that good posture so you're not doing a reverse C curve. So you're not pulling it up and doing this. Try to maintain that good posture. Head's gonna stay neutral, looking down at that ball. You're gonna be here, pushing for width, and you're gonna do it on both sides, both right-handed and left-handed. This exercise is called a pelvic wall hip clear. I'm going to show you my lower body mostly so you can kind of see how it goes. So as I step into frame, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be standing by a wall, hands are going to be on the wall, in kind of a golf address position. Okay, so if I was holding the golf club, this is kind of the position I'm going to be in. Hands are on the wall. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to step my left foot forward just a little bit. Basically, the toes on my right foot are about equal to the instep on my left foot. So you're going to get in that position. What you're going to do is you're going to rotate your hips to the right into a backswing, okay? Trying to keep that upper body nice and square and stable. And then what you're going to do is you're going to straighten that left leg, drive the hips to the left, rotating the hips as much as you possibly can, keeping the upper body square, and reset. That's going to be one. So you're going to do all the reps on that side. Then you sneak the right foot forward, and you're going to rotate left to start, and then you're going to straighten that right leg, and you rotate as far as you can to the right, and reset. This next one here, it's called T-Pro Split Stance Rotation. We have a different tool that we use called the Gravity Fit typically for this, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a band. You can do it pretty much just as well. So you're going to grab a band that has decent tensile strength on it, not too weak, but I don't want it to be extremely difficult. What you're going to be doing, you're going to take the band, put it behind your back, kind of right around the shoulder blades, and you're going to be pushing the band forward. So if you can kind of see where it is on my back, it's not my low back, not way up on the upper back, but it's kind of in the middle of that back. Your palms are going to be up and your arms are going to be perfectly extended out, and you're going to maintain your palms to be about 4 inches apart the entire time. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be standing in a split stance. Majority of your weight is going to be on this front leg. Back leg is just kind of there for some stability. Your head is going to stay neutral, and you are going to try to rotate as far as you can while maintaining that 3 to 4 inches apart with the wrists. You're going to do it forward and backwards, okay? It's nice and rhythmic. Nice and slow, try to push it a little bit farther each time. And then once you finish that side, you're going to switch, and you're going to do it this way. So the rep count goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't go 1, 1, 2, 2. So as you're doing it, if I'm doing live reps, I'm doing it this way. To make it more difficult, if you're like, hey, this becomes too easy, pick that leg up, rotate this way. Or what you can do is you can grab something like this little squishy pad that we use, and you can still do that split stance as before, but making it a little bit more of an uneven surface to challenge that stability a little bit more. So this is a kettlebell forward step up. I have a step here. I put 2 biscuits under there. You can go a little bit higher if you want to. You can stay at this level if you want to as well. Basically what I'm going to have you do, just you can grab dumbbells or kettlebells. I got kettlebells here. Hold them in both hands, and you're just going to perform a step up, lightly touch this foot to the ground, and you're going to step down that way, okay? Keep that foot up, step up, and then you're going to step down. Obviously, to make it harder, you increase the height or you increase the weight in your hands, okay? If you need to make it easier, you can decrease the height, do it without weight, or you can kind of go to a squat rack or a wall, give yourself a little bit of stability, something to hold on to as you're doing that. You're going to do both sides with this. So this one here is going to be a lateral step down. What you're going to do is you're going to be focusing on working an eccentric control while lowering down the body. I have 2 biscuits right here. You don't need any biscuits. You can just do it with just the step. If it becomes easier, then you can increase the amount of height with it. But what I really want you to focus on is you're going to stand on single leg. If you need something to stabilize just a little bit, that's okay. But if you can do it without stabilizing anything, that's great. What you're going to do is you're going to pretend there's like eggshells on the ground. You're going to slowly lower yourself down, lightly touch this foot, and stand back up. It's a little bit of a balance and stability one as well, but you're really just trying to control this leg. I don't want the foot plopping down and then pushing up to stand. Goal is to do nice and easy, lightly tap. Again, the higher it is, the more difficult. The lower it is, the easier. This is a balance one. So there's a couple of variations. I'm going to run through a couple different ones. You get to pick which one you want to do based on how challenging you want it to be and kind of where you're at as far as level goes. First one, easier one. I want you single leg balance. This club is going to be down on the ground. You're going to hold this leg up towards 90 degrees. You can put pressure into this club to try to maintain balance. Goal is to be able to stand single leg for like 30 seconds, okay? The harder version of this one would then be to just grab the club, you hold it in front of you, balancing for 30 seconds, okay? To make it even more challenging from that is you hold the club vertical like this, and then you do little bits of rotation, side to side. This is the more challenging version of it, so you can kind of start off at whatever level you feel you're ready for.